Last week I posted something on my Facebook about what I consider to be the flaw in today's education, and I talked about how I felt that a lot of people have a misconception towards what education really is, especially music education. Specifically, I was talking about group lessons and how I believe that group lessons are not all that efficient, and most music schools use group lessons as a way of scaling up their revenue. As you can imagine, whenever I say something controversial like that, I get a little bit of heat. So I received a bunch of comments and messages on how I was wrong, and I was an extremist, and I was, an education Nazi. No one actually called me that, I'm just saying. And it made me think. It made me think that a lot of people are very uncomfortable with debates and battling ideas. So a few days later I posted this. So I posted this because the whole uproar that came after my post on Facebook, it just made me wonder why so many people are so uncomfortable with questioning their ideas, with debating their ideas, with even attacking their ideas. And I say that we need to start making the distinction between attacking ideas and attacking people. And that's what I believe is going wrong. Most people defend their ideas and they hold on to their ideas in such an emotional way that when those ideas are attacked, they feel as if we are attacking themselves or their families. These are just ideas. They are supposed to be challenged. You are supposed to be challenging them. So here's what I would suggest. Ask more questions. See, whenever something happens in your life, whatever that might be, you got a new job, you have a new hobby, doesn't matter. Ask questions. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's the reason behind me doing this? What's motivating me to do this? Different scenario. You have someone else sharing their ideas with you and you're listening and you start questioning their ideas or asking even questions just about their ideas. It doesn't need to be a challenge all the time, it can just be curiosity. And the other person starts to become defensive and you can feel that the mood is changing because they weren't expecting you to challenge or question their ideas. That's what I don't understand. Why are we so defensive about ideas? You see, I've been running the Leeds Music Academy for 2.5 years. It will be 3 years in April 2018 that I've opened this place. Since the day that I opened till today, I've changed my mind and my methods and my ideas on how to run a music school, at least 1,000 times. And now let me tell you why I've changed my mind so many times. Because the evidence doesn't lie. Sometimes we are wrong. Sometimes we make mistakes. It's okay. Look, I share my ideas on Facebook and I'm very outspoken and I'm not really all that fearful about what people might think of me and my ideas. I'll tell you why. Because I want my ideas to be challenged. I want my ideas to be put to the test. And that test is people criticizing my ideas. And then I look at that criticism, I don't shut it down, I debate people. I discuss with them what I believe that supports my idea, and then I ask them to share with me what they believe will support their ideas, and in the middle I find clarity. You see, the goal should always be to find that gap in between your understanding of life and life itself. If you can't do that, you're committing an intellectual crime, which is you're refusing to use your intellect. You can't do that. We can't think based on our emotions. Sure, my emotions are always there, And every now and then I gotta take a step back to kind of cool down and allow their ideas, whoever that might be, to come to me. And so I will pay attention to them and I will listen to what they have to say. Because otherwise, what's the point? It's extremely important that you become okay with being challenged. Otherwise, you'll just go down the same route over and over and over again, expecting different results. That's what people who don't analyze their mistakes do. They have this belief, they have this full system that they hope will one day work whenever the circumstances just align and everything is perfect and there are no problems, no obstacles. The problem is that's not realistic. What you do need is to develop a belief system that allows you to accept mistakes. Whenever people blame circumstances, I already know that I'm talking to someone who are not willing to be held accountable. Oh, they did this to me, that's why I failed. Oh, I was born in that country, that's why I failed. Oh, I didn't have enough money, that's why I failed. Those are all stories. You need to start asking the right questions instead of looking for fake answers. If you really want to succeed, you need to first identify the mistakes you've made. You identify those mistakes and then you realize, okay, this is why I made these mistakes. You gotta trace it back, you gotta reverse engineer the mistake and get to the root of it, not just the consequence. Then number two, you need to build a system that becomes immune to that mistake. And trust me, that system is based basically on self-awareness and accountability. If you can be self-aware, then you will be more wary of that mistake happening again. And you hold yourself accountable, then you are in control of the situation. Own your You have to do it. Otherwise, what is the point of you attempting to succeed if whenever you find an obstacle, whenever you make a mistake, whenever something happens that doesn't go your way, you will blame someone else? Well, if you want to blame someone else, then don't run your life. You have to have your life managed by someone else. That's what you need. But if you want to take ownership, if you want to be held accountable, if you are okay with making mistakes and then correct them, then you have the tools to control your life, manage it, and succeed at it. Go make mistakes.